Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Criminally, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today, everything I'm going to try and read in June. So June, of course, is the month when we read Westerns for the fantastic reading event June on the Range. I did put up a video about June on the Range last week where I talked about some of the things I was planning on reading for it. I've actually had some more thoughts since then, so I've got a slightly different list to go through with you today. Some of the books are the same, but there are some new ones as well. And then there's a few other books I'm going to try and get in June for various kind of group reads and things like that. So let me go through them and tell you what I've got on my pad. So let me do the June on the Range ones first. And I'll start with some I'd already talked about. So first of those is Lone Women by Victor Laval, which just sounds fantastic, and everyone I know who's read it has really raved about it. So very much looking forward to that one. Not a typical Western. I think it weaves together a load of different styles of storytelling, definite horror element. So yeah, looking forward to that. And then also got, and these ones I showed in my video the other day, so Long Arm and the Lone Star Rustlers by Tabor Evans, a kind of trashy, slightly saucy Western. Edge number 18, 10 Tombstones by George G. Gilman, so a pulpy, nasty 70s Western. And then the Complete Western Stories by Elmore Leonard, so a short story collection with I think 30 odd stories in it, which I'm doing a buddy read of with Mark from Book Time with Elvis and Alan from the channel Big Hard Books and Classics. And I think Greg from Another Bibliophile Reads is going to read along for some of them as well. I did say in that video that I was going to read a Louis L'Amour book, but I hadn't got my stack of Louis L'Amour books down from the attic. So I've done that now and chosen one, so I'm going to read the Sackett brand. So the Sackett stories, there were, I'm not sure how many he wrote of them, but a load of them about this family called the Sacketts. Apparently you can read them in any order, so I've picked this one. Other things for June on the Range will be Dead Man's Walk by Larry McMurtry, which is one of the Lonesome Dove books, which I did mention in my last video, so very much looking forward to reading that. I loved Lonesome Dove, thought it was absolutely fantastic. One that was recommended in the comments, which I've actually started already, but I'm doing it as an audiobook, and audiobooks tend to take me a while to do, so I will probably still be reading it in June, is Cowboy and the Cossack by Claire Huffaker, which is just fantastic. So it's about a group of cowboys who travel to Russia to transport a load of cattle to Siberia, and it's just fantastic so far. I'm really enjoying it. We've then got The Lone Star Ranger by Zane Grey, which I talked about before. So Zane Grey, obviously one of the pioneers of the Western genre. I read Rise of the Purple Sage last year for June on the Range and really enjoyed it, so looking forward to that one. And then I wanted to read something from a kind of Native American perspective as well. So I've got a book called Fool's Crow, which I don't have a physical copy of it yet. It's on order, it should be coming in soon, by an author called James Welch. And this is a book set in the 1800s, kind of about the clash between the white settlers and Native Americans. Supposed to be really powerful, really effective, so looking forward to that one. And then Dave Brzezinski in the comments pointed out to me that most of the Westerns I was reading, if not pretty much all of them, are a lot older. So he recommended some modern Westerns to me, which I'm going to give a try to as well. They're all quite short. So I have got, if I can find them on my list, Revenge is a Cold Pistol by Mike Chin, which is a fantastic title. The Lone Range Vendetta by Howard Hopkins. And The Last Good Day by John L. Lansdale, who is the brother of the kind of crime and Western and horror and just about everything writer Joe R. Lansdale. So yeah, looking forward to reading those ones, and thanks for the recommendations, Dave. Okay, moving on to other things then. So every month I do a buddy read with one of my patrons where they get to pick the book. So this month the patron is Heidi Fogelberg, and Heidi has chosen the book A Book of Tongues by Gemma Files, which is the first in a series called the Hexslinger series. So I think it's kind of got magic in it, but a bit of Western type stuff as well, so it looks really fun. Gemma Files is an author I've been meaning to read for ages and haven't got round to, so looking forward to that one. I also do a a group read, so like a book club with my patrons. So this month we've got again a kind of horror western. So this one is called Zombies Over Yonder. It's by an author called Stephen Mertz. So that looks like a lot of fun. And then for the birth year book club that I run, where we read books suggested by members of the book club that were published in the year of their birth, this month we're going to be reading Trainspotting by Irvine Welsh, which I haven't read since it came out. So looking forward to that one. In terms of other projects I've got ongoing, so I'm doing the Patricia Highsmith project, where I read all of Patricia Highsmith's books with Anne from the channel Anne Novella. So this month's book for that is going to be The Cry of the Owl. I really enjoyed the book I read in May. The Highsmith book I read in May. It was just fantastic. This Sweet Sickness it was called. So yeah, looking forward to The Cry of the Owl. And then also doing a buddy read with Alice from the channel Alice and the Giant Bookshelf of Birdman by Mo Hayder. So we've been talking about doing this for ages. This copy of Birdman was very kindly sent to me right at the start of my channel, I think, pretty much, by Juan from the channel Played by Vision. So thanks again, Juan. I'm finally going to read it. So yeah, looking forward to that. I've only read one book by Mo Hayder, but I really enjoyed that. Other things then, we're nearly there. So I think I've just got one other thing I'm going to try and read this month, and that is The Summer I Died by Ryan C. Thomas, which is one of the books that's on my Disturbing Books project list to get to. But Kelsey from the channel Slime and Slashers, so for her Patreon, she's doing a slasher reading event for her patrons this month. So I thought I would try and read The Summer I Died for that, because I've been meaning to get to it anyway. So there's a few things for me to be getting on with there. I'll also be reading my standard dose of manga. So you can look out on a Monday for manga videos. So I'll be continuing to work through the series that I'm reading for those. And I think I've left myself a bit of room for other things that might come up as well. So either if there's another reading event I feel like I want to get involved in, or just something I fancy picking from the shelves and reading, I think I've got just enough space for a few more things. So I hope you found that interesting. Let me know if you read any of the books I talked about. Let me know if you're going to be taking part in June on the Range or what you'll be reading for it. And as always, thanks very much for watching. Hope you're safe and well out there. Hope you're reading good stuff, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.